Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Friday, April 17th, 2026. Our current Great Basin fire activity shows that we've had a handful of wildfires in the past week with ongoing prescribed fire activity over Idaho, parts of Nevada, and southern Utah. Precipitation for the past 7 and 14 days is shown here with the observed for the past 7 days on the left. We saw quite a bit of precipitation in Idaho over the past week, especially western Idaho, and then some precip as well over far southern Utah. Percent of normal for the past 14 days is showing that big bullseye over western Idaho, which is great to see that precipitation. It may be something we'll need to keep an eye on as far as increased grass growth in that area for this upcoming season. Otherwise, still a pretty dry trend over western Utah, northwestern Utah anyway, southern Nevada, and parts of eastern Utah, with just this area of above normal precipitation over southwest Utah. The 72-hour snowfall shows that we've had some decent snowfall over the central Idaho mountains in the last couple of days, 8 to 15, maybe 20 inches in some of these darker reds here in the central Idaho mountains. Western Wyoming saw some snow, as well as northern Nevada and the central and southern Utah mountains. Hasn't done too much for the snowpack, obviously, too little too late here, but is kind of helping to keep some precipitation in place over the central Idaho mountains. Otherwise, snowpack is virtually gone across many of the areas over Utah and much of Nevada. Far western Nevada is still seeing some slightly higher values here. All right, this morning's satellite imagery showing that low pressure system that moved through yesterday, bringing a pretty, or the last couple of days, bringing that pretty decent cold front through the area. That low will quickly exit off to the east today, bringing in some gradually warming and drying weather to the Great Basin. So again, for today, the low quickly exiting off to the north and east. We're expecting pretty cool temperatures today behind that front with northwesterly flow. Ventilation rates are going to be pretty decent for Utah and Idaho today, maybe decreasing a bit over Nevada. As far as the winds go today, again, looking for some slightly breezier westerly to northwesterly winds over western Wyoming, and then just generally northerly to northwesterly winds over Utah as well. Mixing heights are pretty high across the area. Again, those maximum temperatures are going to be quite a bit below normal for the time of year, with highs sticking mostly in the upper 40s across Utah, slightly higher over western Idaho and Nevada, with highs in the upper 50s. Not expecting too much in the way of precipitation today, maybe just some lingering showers there over western Wyoming and far eastern Utah as the low exits off to the east. As we head into the weekend, high pressure building into the Great Basin for warming temperatures area-wide. Ventilation rates will be decreasing across Utah. Transport winds really lighten up tomorrow, not too much in the way of winds, and mixing heights still staying on the relatively higher side. Temperatures will continue to rise or start to rise tomorrow, with highs in the 60s, mostly the 60s, maybe bumping up against 70 across far western Nevada, and sunny skies area-wide. On Sunday, we start to see the next system setting up off the Pacific coast with the low here. Still should be generally precipitation free on Sunday, with some warmer temperatures moving into the area under that southwest flow. Ventilation rates looking pretty good on Sunday. We will see our wind speeds start to increase on Sunday ahead of that next low, particularly across Nevada and into parts of western Utah. Mixing heights are still going to be pretty favorable or pretty high on Sunday. Temperatures continue to rise on Sunday with highs in the low 70s. Minimum relative humidities are going to be on the lower end across Nevada and Utah, with low single digits expected over far southern Nevada. The 3-day precip really just showing a little bit of precipitation continuing today before clearing skies set in for the weekend. The clearing index shown for Utah here is looking very good for today. We see some decrease in values on Saturday, and then those values increase again on Sunday. On Monday, that low continues to strengthen off the Pacific coast here, bringing an increase in some gustier winds across Nevada and warm southwest flow. Ventilation rates are going to be pretty favorable as we head into the first part of next week. That low continues to move closer by Tuesday. Still looking for generally increased southwest flow across the area, warm temperatures, no precipitation just yet. The low moves through tracks across the Great Basin Wednesday into Thursday. That's when we expect to see the precipitation moving into the area. Ventilation rates still looking pretty good as the low tracks across the area. And then quickly moving off by late in the day Thursday. Ventilation rates still looking good. Here we have the hot, dry, windy index, which shows us areas of concern as far as increased winds with low relative humidities. Start to see some areas increasing a bit on Monday, especially across Nevada, but the larger threat's going to be Tuesday with those prefrontal winds and dry conditions across much of the area before the front moves in on Wednesday and Thursday. Precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5 shown here. This is Monday through Wednesday. Really, it's Wednesday that we'll expect to see some of that precipitation coming into far western Idaho and Nevada. And then this is precip days 6 and 7. So Thursday into late Wednesday into Friday morning, and we'll see the precipitation filling in across the northern Great Basin and moving into the northern Wasatch Front as well. And then the 7-day totals, just really combining what we're expecting Wednesday and Thursday of next week with a little bit of precipitation across the far eastern areas today. The 7-day snowfall forecast total is shown here, looking for another round of snow with that low pressure system moving in next Wednesday and Thursday. Again, kind of that low elevation rain, high elevation snow situation moving in for next week. And the extended forecast for April 24th through the 30th puts some above normal temperatures in place across much of the western U.S., as well as above normal precipitation chances for Utah and Nevada, and possibly on the drier side across Idaho. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.